guys, this is Pascal at Tiny Campers. I'm here with Miguel and we're going to do a walkthrough of my recent couples camper build. I've done a number of builds with this Sienna, but this one I wanted to focus on the idea that I would be traveling as a couple, so I wanted to make it very spacious but at the same time very functional. And with all my builds, I always like to have some element of stealthness, so I'd like to be able to hang out in the car and, you know, even sleep at a Walmart if I want to. Never have. But anyways, let me show you around. Back here is my kitchen, bathroom area. I guess I don't know how else to describe it, but the first thing I built was this bath basin right here, and I wanted to make sure that this was very functional, and I put everything in baskets so I could clear it out very easily. So this is my bath basin, and I started off with this, and I built things around this basin, and it's basically made with plywood, and I lined it with luxury vinyl, so it's completely waterproof. There's no problems with that. I have the drainage here that's a little sticky. There we go. Anyway, so everything will drain down there. There's a hole that goes down underneath the car, of course, but there's no issues with leaking or anything like that. And it's also a storage area, so it's a bath basin, storage area, and all that good stuff. So I built my whole bathroom around that. I have that pop thing so I could close it so that there's no exhaust coming in the cars or anything like that. All right, so this is just kind of more storage area. This is my water, just storage buckets and things like that. Nothing fancy. I have, you know, my pea potties, things and stuff like that. So this is kind of like my bathroom and kitchen area, and that's the way I wanted to make it, just really clean and out of the way. I have the plumbing that I worked around things so that, again, it wouldn't get in the way of things. You know, up here I have my sink. This is the bathroom sink and the kitchen sink. You know, just basic stuff. It's just a tub that I put pipe into. It's a collapsible tub. The water faucet is this pump. Let me plug that in for you. So it just goes like this, and I have this PVC pipe so that the tube is nice and straight, so it's always on the bottom because the tube will tend to curl. If you don't have that pipe, it'll curl a little bit. And you see, it's very water efficient. You know, it doesn't spend too much water and not too little either that is unfunctional, but you know, it works out great. It's rechargeable and you don't have to deal with any wiring or anything like that, so that's great. I wanted to make sure that I could use this when I'm, you know, cooking outside too. So, you know, I have this ability to even swing this around. Let me show you guys. So take out this part. All right, so the reason why I made it flexible, that I could pull it out, swing it out, and have the sink out here is over here. What I have is my kitchen area. So you can see, you know, I put a lot of stuff in there, and I wanted to make it very flat so it fits into a very small area. And if you look at the space that I pulled it out of, it's very, very small.
And it's amazing like how small it is, and you can fit everything.
Yes. So the reason why I was able to fit everything, because I built everything around what I had. So, you know, I started with these burners and I built all these dividers around the burners. I built this according to the size of my spoon and my spatulas and the bowls and my plates. So everything, I took the plate, I built the wall, have my pot, I build the wall around it. You know, I had to build a slot for the handle and everything. So, you know, it's custom made to the size of what I have. So a lot of camping areas, there's a picnic table and you don't want to walk between the picnic table and stuff. And literally, I'm going to show you guys, you could pick this up and put it on the picnic table and it's your cooking station and it's all here. This nicely sits right here if you want to leave it like this. And of course, I also have these legs too if you want to pull it out further. Let me show you. And it's really simple. I just used some nuts and bolts I had laying around, but it's just a bolt and a wing nut. But this side has two. Anyways, there. It should have done that. Nice and easy. And what you can do is you could pull it out even further. So, when you're cooking, it doesn't, get into the car or anything if you need a little bit more space. All right, so we got everything put away, and now you saw the kitchen sink. Now this is the bath sink, and we're going to convert it to the bath. So first, I have this stool, which is basically just a setup station. It packs away really nice. You sit down here and you do what you have to do in the morning. You brush your teeth. There's a mirror here. You got your soap. Everything you need to get yourself ready in the morning while you're sitting right here. In addition to being right here, this is the bathroom that we're in. And if you're a male, I have a little pad here for you to do your business in the morning. And you guys saw we have these things. You guys know what that is.
It's
Anyways,
a must-have.
it's a must-have, and there's two because this is a couples camper, one for each person, because sharing is kind of gross with that. So that leads us to the second person, and if the second person is a female, I have this handy dandy thing here. It just opens up real easy, and in here I have the lid. So, you could do your thing. Yes, it becomes a toilet, and you can do number two. Here there's bags for that, and even some kitty litter. I never want to use it, but I just have it there.
It's nice to have. You never know.
Never know. Yeah, it packs away really nice. And again, because the way I built this shower tub, everything just I could just shove everything in this area right here. I do the build, and I see gear that would fit and work well, and that's what I buy, and I try to work around what exists. I don't try to reinvent the wheel. So everything here, you could get on Amazon, Home Depot, easy. Okay, so going back next, I have, again, shoved here, I have my shower curtains. And you can't have a bath basin without shower curtains. So I didn't want to have a bar across because I didn't want to hit my head on it. So what I use is just a bungee cable, right? So this bungee will go to one of the grab bars. And to the other grab bar like that. And this extension, I have a little string that comes here, and this extension will hook onto the curtain rod up here when the door is closed. So I'm just going to leave it right there for now. On this side, I have a little paper clip that this goes into. And that gives you a really nice barrier. All the water funnels down, no problem. So that's the look from this side. Of course, you need something on this side. I have some curtains on this side, and I'll show you what the curtain looks like. It's just like this with Velcro. And I have a Velcro strip up there, and we'll have to look at, you can see it right here, but we'll have to take a look from the inside for you guys to really see what it looks like. A lot of times when you shower outside, it's cold, and I'm a big cold wimp. I don't want to shower outside because it's cold. If it's nighttime, it's cold. If you're in here, you're nice and warm, and it's private. That's always also nice. So it's just real easy with Velcros here. Again, you know, you got the plastic stool, and then you shower sitting down. There's surprisingly a lot of room here, you know. When you shower, you know, you do what you got to do, but it looks a little cramped, but really there's plenty of room to get yourself clean. So if we come back around the outside, I'll show you the water
Sounds
system
good.
that I use.
And also I noticed that you can shower with a view, right? If you're like in a national park, very private,
You can, but
you prefer to close it.
generally I'll close it.
Yes.
All right, so we're back here on this side. Of course, this is going to be all covered up. But what I have here is, let me show you guys, this water sprayer. And it's basically like a garden water sprayer. It's rechargeable, so that's really nice. But one of the nice things is that it does shut off when you're not using the nozzle. So you just push the button and then you spray. You can see the stream. It's very water efficient. You're not going to use a lot of water, which is really nice. But it's not so little that, you know, it's just a mist. So as you're sitting here, you know, you can give yourself a shower and do what you need to do. You're not going to need to worry about water getting in your car or anything, because these curtains are going to take care of the job. And it's just all going to funnel down. And you save water, because once you let go of the handle, well, of the lever, it'll stop. And for me, this actually worked out perfect, because you could see this is where the third row middle seat, second row middle seat used to sit, but it just fits that perfectly, almost like it was made for it. Just turn it off and you're good to go. And you're rarely ever level, so after you shower, you may want to take a squeegee and just squeegee everything down. And that's it. And, you know, it's still in here, you know, this is my toolbox. This is my assorted tools, you know, I have my drill, all that stuff. Just like a little junk drawer for tools.
You guys can now get an idea the length of the Sienna inside, and maybe Pascal cover, I will say like 20-30% of the space, and only the 20-30%. He already got a shower, a sink, a cooking system, a tool storage. Wow, that's amazing.
Exactly, that's all in this back space right here.
Right.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this was a third row seat back here, and I did have to remove the seat to expose this basin. You know, the seat's laid flat and it stored away perfectly, but I didn't want to waste that space. I wanted to use that space. So for here, I put my refrigerator, and I removed the center console that came with the van, and I replaced it with this refrigerator here. And for the most part, using solar power and the lithium battery, I could leave this refrigerator on forever. And it'll be recharged every day. So it's not the biggest refrigerator, but it fits perfectly here, and that's really important. If you put the refrigerator in the back in your area, it's going to take up space, and that's very valuable space. So that's why I moved it up here. So, you know, this is my setup. This is an old GPS. Let me turn this on. But what I did was I have this CarPlay screen, so it's a better navigation system. Basically, it allows me to use my phone GPS to sync up to it, and I can have real-time traffic. This GPS sucks. I don't want to use it. So most of you probably use your phone for GPS, and that's what I'm doing up here.
And can you show us your solar panel or tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. Let's go up. All right, so I got two latches, one on each side. All right, so from up here, you know, I have a hinge on the solar panel. The solar panel also has a dual duty. Everything in my build has a dual duty. And one, of course, is to get me power, but two, it actually works as a lid to cover up the gear that I have in my tray. And in addition to that, I'm able to adjust the height of my panel, get a better angle for the sun. I could make it more optimal.
I think that's a really nice mod to have, like being able to tilt the solar panel, and you just use like basic build engineering kind of to build and make it simple and work perfect.
Exactly. So, you know, in the morning when the sun is low, or in the evening when the sun is low, and you just want to get a little bit more power, you're going to be able to do that. With the flat setup, you won't be able to do that.
How many watts is your panel?
110.
110, perfect. And you still have plenty of space over there
Yeah,
for
there's
storage?
plenty of space to store more
Right.
stuff. This is where all my fishing gear stuff and goes, stuff that I don't want to keep inside. Inside, I'd like to keep it clean and easy to move around. Over here, inside the tray, I have my outdoor shower container, and this is made from a vinyl fence post. So this is custom made. That's why it fits perfectly, because I cut it to fit perfectly. I wanted to maximize how much water I could get into there, and still fit inside the tray. It doesn't sit on top, so it's still very aerodynamic. With the wind guard, takes care of everything. Because it's black, it's gonna warm up the water on hot days. So I have an air valve right here. You need that since it's gravity fed. And I just rigged up this nozzle right here. And with all these things, it's just the clicking type. So it just clicks in like that. And once it's clicked in.
Wow. And that's enough to take a shower.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
enough water to take a shower.
Amazing.
So that's nice. It's a nice option. And that's it's a water container, so it has a dual purpose. And if you look inside, I don't have a lot of room to store water, and the reason is I store water up there too. Just not gray water, but just non-drinking water I store up there, and I'm able to use this and use the quick connect, and from here I'm able to just add water into any of my systems. This build, I just wanted to make it simple and really functional. So everything, like I said, has a dual purpose, and it's going to have to fit two people moving around. That's the idea.
And I also noticed that your Sienna in general looks pretty stealthy. So like if I see your Sienna park in any parking lot on the streets, I will just feel like it's a regular van.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. And actually, that leads us into the next thing. So I have these curtains, and you can see it folds out over there. But let's go on the inside, and then I'll show you what all the curtains look like. So when I'm in privacy mode or stealth mode, I have curtains to cover everything up. And I used to use Reflectex, and you wedge it in the area. But if you guys ever use that, there's some effort to getting everything installed and making it nice and clean. Then you have to fold it up and put it away. But with the curtains, you just leave it where it is, and then you pull it. Okay, so for these curtains, I just have them held up by these little rope ties, and you can see I can convert into privacy mode pretty easy. And if you want to go stealth mode, of course you're going to have to cover up some gaps, but to get into the private, taking a shower mode or whatever you have, it's pretty easy. And you don't have to cover up all the gaps if you don't want to. It's okay. So that's the curtains back here. Let me show you the side curtains. So for here on the side curtains, it's real easy. Half of it's already covered, and then this just covers that side. Real nice and simple. Again, it's just the curtains, you just draw it. Over here, concept is the same. All right, so for the front side, same thing. I just got ropes holding them all up. And these curtains just slide right over. All these curtains, they're all blackout curtains, house blackout curtains, so they cover up really nicely. And you can see when all the curtains are pulled, it's very stealth. Nobody knows you're in here. You can relax without people seeing that you're in here or anything like that. So I mean, that's really, really nice. This last one, this one's a little trickier. This window here, because I didn't want to make it cumbersome, but I have some blackout curtains that I cut, and I have a rod on the inside here, and I use what it came with. This is made for that, but I use that hook that it came with to be able to cover that up. Once everything's covered up, everything fits in really nicely. Nobody knows you're in here.
Nobody knows you're in here and have a complete built house inside.
Yeah, I know. It's a little house. It's a tiny home in here. For everything that I did, I have a separate video, to show you how I did the bath basin, how I did the countertop, how I did the bed, the bathroom sink, all that stuff. I have a separate video for everything apart from this tour. So there's a semi-instructional video I have for everything that I do so that everyone can kind of see it's not that hard. You can do it yourself. All right, so when you're in stealth or privacy mode, it gets a little bit dark, and I have this light here. And this light, it's just a remote control. I have a magnet for that, but this lights everything up. It's actually pretty darn bright. It's rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about wiring it or anything like that. It's also by a magnet, so you could take it off, recharge it, replace it with another one. I actually have 3 of these, so if this runs out of batteries, I'll swap it out, and then I can recharge this one. So I'm never out of light. And just power it off. So right here, you guys might be wondering what this is, and this is my hamper. I took a trip and I had some dirty clothes I had to keep away from me, and I was thinking, man, I need a hamper too. So this is a college dorm size hamper that I connected to the back of the seat, and I have paper clips holding it nice and flush, but it actually turned out to work really well, fits perfect, and you can see it looks like it belongs.
Well, I need one of those now.
I think everyone needs one of these. So first with this bed is critical for having a couples camper because it's got to be big enough for 2 people. But you could see there's not a lot of space, so that's why I wanted to make it as low as possible. And that's why that pull-out drawer being the shape and space efficient was so important, is because I didn't want to take any more space up here. This is pretty much the max I wanted to go. Okay, so this bed, so I tore apart a futon and I took some of the mechanisms on the futons. But the idea is that when it's in sofa mode, there's plenty of room for you to move around. You can relax. You can watch a movie here if you want. You can cook, whatever it is. But when it's in a bed, we got to make it big enough for 2 people. So I have it so that you can pull it out. And I have a little block to hold it, so I can't pull it out any further. So you're as far as you need to go, and it stops there. And once you stop, you just come over here, click, and everything lays down flat. And you can see I have a little extension right here. Okay, and with this extension, it's very important because if you're on a normal twin bed, you have to stop here because your arms can't go any further and you're going to take a lot of space from the second person. But you can see the shape. Yes, it is shaped like your arm because that's the way we're going to lay, and we're going to maximize our space by just really sleeping right on the edge. And this also works as a bench, when you're out here sitting or something like that. So I wanted to make it very functional too. So on top of that bench, there's a little bit of space, and I didn't want to lose that space either. So I built a little rack for a little storage, just for little things, flashlights, bug spray, sunblock, air compressor in case you need that. But even in here, there's some space here I didn't want to lose either. Hiking stoves and things like that. Got my water purifier in the back. So anyways, I'm just trying to use every little bit of space I can. I don't want to waste any space. This drawer, I'll show you right now because we're here, but it comes out and it's just an assorted junk drawer that I got. Cables and stuff like that, games and fuel. But the nice thing is that you can access this from the other side too. I made it so that it opens both ways so you don't have to climb inside to get something from that drawer.
So that was bed mode, guys, and now we're gonna move to the cabinet, right?
Yeah, let's go to the cabinet. So we'll just leave that messy, but here, we'll sit here in the cabinet. And this cabinet, if you see, there's really no legs outside of this, and what's holding this up, I wish I could show it to you, but it's in one of my videos. You'll be able to see it, but there's a cup holder right here, and I built a mount within that cup holder, and I mounted the table to the cup holder, and that's what's holding it up on this side, and it's very, very stable, no problem. I got some plastic drawers. It's nice to have the plastic drawers because it's light. You don't want to have a lot of weight on it. I have a strap here to hold it, to make sure everything's in really tight. So this is the belt buckle bolt. Coming over here, this is also a no drill proposition. This is my pantry. And because it's inside that window reservoir area, I can put a lot of stuff in here. I mean, you can see there's quite a bit of stuff, and there's room for even a little bit more stuffed in there if you want. Yeah, and there's no drilling here either. What I did was I used a little eye bolt right here for one end, and the other end on this back side I used the seat belt bolt too. There's another bolt like this up there, and I just bolted it into that. So it actually works out really nice. I got some extra lights if you need some lights. Here I have my towel bar, so when I'm parked, I'll move it over. There's a fan. There's also this space up here. There's plenty of space. I haven't even filled up all the space yet. I got my rice cooker right here. But all this stuff, all these electronics and stuff you see that require a plug, I installed this plug right here, down here, and that's connected to my 1500 watt inverter. There's also USB ports, so let's say if I want to make some coffee, what I'll do is I'll just plug it in as I need it. I don't leave it plugged in. I have the microwave plug right here, so I just plug that in as I need it. And this is also additional storage space that I haven't used yet. You can put some clothes or something down there. Okay, so the microwave is a 0.7 cubic feet microwave, but you can see it's plenty big for anything that you do. It fits in real nice, and I built around it again. This is not something I built and I just tried to find stuff that fit. I bought the stuff and I built around the stuff. That way everything is nice and compact and it fits real nice. So down here I have some more storage space, and this is a waffle maker grill, which, believe it or not, I've cooked steaks on this. So if you want to not pull out the gas stove or anything like that, you could just plug it in, cook something small on this, and it works really nice. You could think of it as like a small George Foreman type grill. So that, it's just keeping there assorted junk. Right here, there's an extension. So if you need a little bit more counter space, you could click this up. If you have two people, you got a bunch of food laying around or whatnot, you could click that up. In addition, this is also a spot that's good to cook, because here's the window. Even if the door is closed and you want to crack it open or something like that, I got a fan right here if you want to blow the stuff out. But I have this mini stove right here. It's just a camping stove, and you screw it in. You can cook right here on this spot. It's just something small.
For a morning coffee.
Exactly. Well, I have a coffee maker.
Right.
So I used to boil my water for morning coffees, and I was thinking, that's too much effort. That's why I went with the coffee maker.
And also I noticed that you can move freely, like when it comes to using the sink, the microwave, or cooking, you can sit and move around, and you don't have to deal with bending too much.
Exactly.
Going your needs. Also, you can cook breakfast there, and somebody can come here to pick up the breakfast.
They can. I could sell food.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So I didn't want to make it just a big bed, because if you had a big bed, you might sleep well, but you'll have to roll around, and your shoes are dirty. You don't want to step on your bed. But here, you could come in with dirty shoes, and it's not an issue. You're not going to have a problem. You have one person here, and really, there's plenty of room for the other person to walk around and to get to this site. They swap spaces, no problem. If you think about it, one person's on this end, they have plenty of space to do whatever they want to do, and there's room over here for everybody. Room for two, remember, couples camper.
You can even sit 3 people over there in that bed.
Oh yeah,
That's
can
how long
sit,
it is.
you can sit 3 pretty easily. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at the power. All right, so you saw my appliances, and what powers everything is this lithium-ion battery, and I have it right here, and I built everything around it again. Another situation where I built it around, and you could just, the wires are a little tight right now, but I have everything strapped in. But anyways, you'll see it's a 100 amp hour lithium ion phosphate battery, and it just slides in and out like that.
And this one is being charged while you're driving, right?
If
And
I
also
want
by
to.
solar.
Yes.
Yeah, but mostly you use it like with the solar or?
Yes. 90% of the time it's solar powered.
Solar powered.
I don't even need to charge it with the car alternator. It gives me all the power I need. But sometimes if it's been raining for a whole day or something, you might need the alternator to help you out. But for me, I don't camp when it's cold. I don't camp when it rains. I just don't camp in bad conditions. I'm too wimpy for that. But anyway, so that powers everything, and I have the wires routed to the inverter over here. Yeah, so I actually have to move the seat for you to see the inverter. So I have this inverter that the seat will just slide on top of. Here's the plug. I have also a external battery if I need to have some power that's outside the area. But you can see all the wires and stuff, they all tuck nice and neatly underneath the driver's seat. Here's the charge regulator. So I built this switch box, just for some basic stuff for me to switch between solar charging and car alternator charging, and for the refrigerator to run off either the lithium battery or off the car battery while you're driving. You don't want to drain the lithium battery if you don't need to.
Thank you so much for sharing all your views. I appreciate that. Pascal, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
My pleasure to have you as a guest in the channel, and hopefully we can do more content together.
That'd be fun.
Okay guys, so this one was Pascal from Tiny Campers with his awesome build. See you.